don't know the exact answer to this question, but when I was a young kid, 6, 7, 8 years old, I lived in a neighborhood away from the center of town, Jerusalem, and in our neighborhood there was a theater, local neighborhood theater that played in the afternoon matinee double bill films. I used to go and watch those movies and every week religiously when I was a little kid, and this was my entertainment in the afternoon, one day every week. And I guess that it really impressed me, this whole idea of telling a story on a huge big screen with a visual elements rather than written word or any other form. So it probably impressed me very much and influenced me in a way, in this way. In the theater, most of the movies that we saw as kids, were American Hollywood movies. And what really influenced me were adventure type of stories. So they were westerns, a lot of westerns. The main diet of the of movies were westerns, World War II movies, Hollywood movies, and adventure movies, the like of Sinbad, the Sailor, and similar. We also saw some Italian adventure movies when in this theater when I was a kid. So I saw a lot of them as well. And Tarzans. The Tarzan's movies, I was really impressed with the Tarzan movies. So this is the type of movies, the type of stories that influenced me. But I didn't know at the time I was a kid, I didn't know that there was a director behind making a movie. Children believe that movies are like stage plays which are being filmed. It took me many years later, when I was in my teens and on, that I started to understand what filmmaking is all about, and there is a person, a director behind the movie that shapes the movie, that puts it together. At that later age, I saw movies by David Lean, Dr. Zhivago, Bridge Over the River Kwai. I saw the early James Bond movies, and those type of movies influenced me. And I understand that directors have style. There are different type of directors who make different type of movies. When I was 22 years old and I finished my military service in Israel, I decided to go to Hollywood and to study how films are being made, how to make movies. I was still not very familiar with all the different functions of making movies, cinematography, editing, and so on, art department, and directing. So I came to Hollywood. It was 1972. And I went to film school, Columbia College Film School here in Los Angeles, in Hollywood. And I started to understand what is the world of making movies, what are the mechanics, how does it work. And at the same time, parallel, I started to work in movies, in all kind of different jobs, sound recording, grips, lighting, behind the camera, assisting the camera, and so on. And I started to direct, to put together, to create short movies while going to school. And then I was, after I graduated, I became an assistant director. And for 5 years, I was an assistant director until 1979, when I decided at this point to come back to Hollywood, to go again to film school, to graduate film school, to master film school. And while I was in school in Loyola Marymount University in the film department, I decided to make a movie together with a friend, with a producer. I was the director, David Womark was the producer, and together we made a movie while going to school. It took us a year and a half. The name of the movie is One More Chance.
He's an ex-con, searching for the son he never knew, in a world with no place for someone like him. Someone ready to risk it all for just one more chance. Starring John LaMotta and Kirstie Alley of Look Who's Talking and Cheers. It's the story of a hard luck loser who hits the streets with one thing on his mind. Find the son he hasn't seen in 14 years. A drama of broken dreams, desperate passions, and the triumph of love against all odds. Featuring John LaMotta and Kirstie Alley. It's One More Chance. One More Chance.
While I was assistant director, I worked a lot with the people who later became the owners of Canon Film, Menahem Golan and Yoram Globus. They had a production company in Israel, Noah Film. They had another production company, Ameri Euro Picture, and I worked with them a lot. When I finished this movie, One More Chance, and we needed more money to complete it and somebody to handle it as distribution, but at that time, they took over Canon Film, which was a small production company, and they moved it to Hollywood. I came to them and I presented to them the material that we have. I knew the people, I knew Menahem Golan, and I asked them to help me to complete this movie, to give me some more money. And they saw the material, they were impressed enough. It's a very small movie, it's a tiny movie, social drama, but they were impressed enough to join with me and to help me to finish the movie and took it to distribution in the company. And so we completed the movie One More Chance. It went to some film festivals, Chicago Film Festival. It got the second place award, silver plaque. And we went to Cannes Film Festival with it. And while I was still editing this One More Chance, Menahem Golan, the head of the company, was presented by an idea to make a movie about ninjas. And he did, together with Mike Stone. The name of the movie was Enter the Ninja.
The first martial art to sweep the modern world was Jiu-Jitsu, closely followed by the discipline of karate. Then we were taught to combine the spiritual with the physical by the masters of Kung Fu. And now, the Canon Group is proud to introduce the practitioner of the oldest and ultimate martial art, the ninja. Enter the ninja.
This gold is your license as a master of ninjutsu.
Starring Franco Nero, exploding into action as Cole, the White Ninja.
Give him a message for me.
Yeah?
I don't like to be followed.
I love it here. It's become my home. And nobody is going to drive us away.
Susan George is the proud and beautiful Mary Ann, a strong-willed woman who knows what she wants and just how to get it. And introducing Sho Kosugi.
Kampai! Kampai!
Kampai.
Hasegawa, the Black Ninja, born of samurai blood, is unable to accept anything but the ancient ways.
You did not drink Hasegawa. He is no ninja.
It's the land code. They want to take it away from us.
Bitter and merciless, this rogue ninja will stop at nothing to destroy any and all who cross his path. Enter the Ninja from Canon.
starring Franco Nero, and a villain, Sho Kosugi. Once this movie was released to the world by Cannon Film, it was successful. It had a modest success for independent, low-budget movies. So the company immediately, they wanted to make a sequel, to make money. That's how it goes in Hollywood. You make a movie, it makes money, you make another movie, a sequel. But Menachem Golan, the head of the company who directed the first movie, either he was too busy or running the company, or he was tired of the subject. He didn't want to direct the sequel, the second one. And I just completed this movie. So I guess they figure out, okay, this kid, which we already know, and he can put together a movie. He can put together a movie with a beginning, middle, and end. Something comes out of it. Let's offer it to him. And they offered me to direct this movie. They asked me, can you direct a movie, such a movie? The name of the sequel was already in place, Revenge of the Ninja.
The Ninja. Born of a 400-year-old tradition. Trained in the most exquisite subtleties of combat. The ninja must be as wise as he is all-powerful. For if ever a ninja gives himself over to the dark side of his art, the destruction is terrifying and absolute. Revenge of the Ninja, starring martial arts master Sho Kosugi and his son Kane Kosugi, 6-year-old world karate champion. When he came to America, he put aside his weapons.
I will not follow the way of the ninja.
But he could not put aside his destiny as a warrior. And now, destiny has come searching for him. Two warriors. One in the service of evil. One bound by honor and vengeance must fight to the death. Because only a ninja can kill a ninja. Revenge of the Ninja, the great martial arts explosion of the 80s, comes to America with full force.
And they told me, but there is one problem. I mean, you can direct it. They mean I can direct a movie, but can you handle action? This was the main concern that they had. And I, being a young, cocky director who is looking for any chance to direct a movie, I told them, of course, no problem. Trust me, I will find a way, I will learn this subject, I will study it, and I will direct action very well. Sho Kosugi was already attached to this movie, Revenge of the Ninja, as the hero. They took the villain, he was the villain, and Enter the Ninja, they made him the hero of Revenge of the Ninja, and the script was already in the process of writing it, and so I took over. They trusted me with directing this movie, and that's how, out of nowhere, suddenly I became a director of action movie, martial art action movie. I don't have any background in martial art. I was not a martial artist. I was not exposed to martial art in any way. Even more than that, I've never seen a martial art movie before. Those famous Hong Kong kung fu movies or karate movie, I've never seen one before until Sho Kosugi introduced me to this genre of movies. I was familiar with samurai movies, Akira Kurosawa samurai movies from the Japanese, which I really admired. I love those kind of movies. Well, I don't remember anything that was outstanding or memorable. let me tell you, in the movie American Ninja and in the movie Avenging Force, twice Michael Dudikoff was struck in his head. One time with a sword and one time with a nunchuck. Both of them, blood came gushing out of his forehead. We had to take him to a plastic surgeon to fix it. So those were incidents that I remember very well. Both cases, American Ninja number 2 and Avenging Force. In American Ninja number 2, I also had a not tragic but unfortunate incident that one of our stuntmen flew out of the pickup truck, landed on the pavement because of a head collision between two stunt cars, and broke his 2 legs. Nothing too serious, but memorable. Other than that, in American Samurai and in all the movies, the action movies I directed, we had a very, very few accidental incidents or any injuries to the crew, to the cast of stunt people and actor, except the one that I've mentioned. American Samurai was smooth as a butter. Nothing happened. We had good people, good stunt people, good coordinators, and therefore there was nothing out of the ordinary. I was impressed when when I was presented by flipping over the wall. Two of the stunt actor or stunt choreographers that Guy Norris brought with him to the team, to Israel, were Diane Lame and Anthony Zito. Both of them were very accomplished martial artists, and they showed me some tricks, and one of them was running on the wall on the sides of the pit and flipping over and all kind of somersaults that impressed me very, very much. I was surprised and really enjoyed watching it. I would like to mention that the final fight between the hero and the villain, between David Bradley and Mark Dacascos, I always envision it to be like the final standoff in a Western, something like where the two adversaries standing at the end of the movie on the main road of the little town, and the big question is, who is a better shot? Who draws faster? And they're waiting, and there is eye contact, and this tension, this nervous tension of see who will draw first, faster, and shoot the other one first. And I wanted to create the same feeling, the same type of Western atmosphere in the final fight between David and Mark. At some point, it was ruined by some editors who didn't consult me, but in this new version that Lyle Goodwin helped me to restore, it is back to its original way I envisioned it when we were filming it. And hopefully I was successful. Hopefully it has this feeling of a Western, of the good old type of Westerns that I watched when I was a kid. When I directed the American Samurai, I already had many films under my belt, so to speak. I directed many other movies before, and some of them were successful. One of them was tremendously successful, American Ninja. And another one, Avenging Force, was a movie with tremendous amount of very spectacular action. So looking back on the legacy of my career and the last 40 years, American Samurai did not rank up to the level of American Ninja, let's say. Now, obviously, Revenge of the Ninja, American Ninja have been distributed and are distributed until today by a major company, MGM. So they got decent treatment. American Samurai was not distributed by a major company like MGM, so it never got a decent distribution and marketing like the other movies that I have mentioned. But the work, the cinematic work within the second half of the movie is really magnificent. We have at least 45 minutes of movie without dialogue. Silent cinema, pure cinema. Everything has to be conveyed only with cinematic